Hey there, beautiful souls, and welcome to this pretty early morning message from my heart to yours. And I just was in the middle of my meditation actually, and I just got a boost of inspiration to really share this particular message with you, because I've been kind of getting clear on, why I do what I do. And, a big part of what I have always shared in delivering these messages is really just what is happening on my self-development journey. What am I finding of value? How am I breaking through a challenge that is universal, that could potentially, if I share my journey on that, if I share my insight, if I share what's working for me, it may just help somebody who's listening do the same, or at least get them to think about, bring some conscious awareness to that particular area of their own lives and see what they could glean from it. And and so basically, the foundation of it all is just self-empowerment, right? So I really believe that, and I'm talking from my own experience, that basically coming from somebody who's always externalized my sense of authority, somebody else, like, give me the knowledge, give me the awareness, give me something to empower myself with, tell me what I should be doing, all of that kind of mentality that we all have as children. And some of us keep those patterns on well and truly into adulthood. Hands up, one of them, right? And my particular journey, one of the major themes has been taking back my own sense of empowerment. And I haven't shared too much about what's happened, what really drew me to retreat for about 9 months, pretty intensely. And I'm still kind of in and out of that journey right now. But basically, it's been about a process of developing my strength in staying connected to my own inner wisdom, my own intuition, my own sense of empowerment. And that, I feel, is the most important thing for any of us and all of us to do, is to develop that muscle and build that muscle of our own self-empowerment, so that we can stop seeking the power in the external world and giving away our power to others who we feel can solve our problems and solve our issues, and actually regroup and reintegrate all through the timeline of our history and our lives where we've given away pieces of ourselves, and to regroup and regather and reintegrate those aspects of our own sense of being, so that we can be empowered leaders in our own lives. And that, to me, feels like the most inspiring thing to do, to wake myself and for you guys to wake up within yourselves, as to having the answers within, to having everything that you need in abundance within. If you just tune out from the external and tune back into the internal. And the message that came through for me today, and I just can see Rim and Sanford there. Hi to you guys. Thanks for joining. Drop comments as you're tuning in. Say hi. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from, and any questions or comments or experiences that you want to share on this topic. I would absolutely love for you to contribute to the conversation. That's what these are all about. But today, what came through for me is just a bit of a sharing as to what I'm doing in my own life. And so the title I came up with today is, if you don't fill your day with healthy challenges, right? Consciously chosen healthy challenges that you know are good for you, your day will inevitably fill up with unfulfilling problems, and usually pretty surface level issues, right? Like, oh, we ran out of milk, gotta go to the supermarket, oh, somebody's got a problem over here, and you play this kind of putting out fires kind of way of living moment to moment, and then you get to the end of the day and you just feel like, oh God, like, thank God I get to go to sleep right now, and all I want to do is sleep. And you wake up the next morning and you don't really want to get out of bed, particularly if you're in Melbourne when it's cold and wet and raining, and because you just feel like the next day is just going to be the same and the same and the same, and it's just unfulfilling problems and putting out fires, right? And so what are healthy challenges that we could instead fill our day with? You know, something that I've been playing with is I personally like waking up naturally. I like going to bed early. I like waking up super early, and I just allow my body the sleep that it needs, right? I'm pretty programmed with that. But what I've started doing again is actually getting engaged with cold showers. So what I do in the morning is I'm actually doing dry brushing and oil massage, and then I'm getting straight into 5 minutes of a cold shower, like just straight up cold. And in Melbourne right now, the water is literally like almost freezing, right? Like it is so cold that it's a legit cold shower. And you might think like, well, you might have probably heard about it, but the main reason I do it, there's plenty of health benefits. And look, when I first start getting back into cold showers and making that a consistent habit, I'm constantly listening to YouTube videos about all the benefits, like just stacking up all the benefits of cold showers, even while I'm doing it, right? And I set my stopwatch on my phone so I can see how long I've been in there, and I make it to 5 minutes, because I think, what excuse could I possibly come up with for not engaging in 5 minutes, right? It's nothing, right? And it never feels that fun. But the reason I do it is not only for the health benefits, but more predominantly, I found myself falling into the trap of keeping myself comfortable, cozy, comfortable, right? And I needed something to be added into my life to prove to myself consistently, time and time again, you know what? I'm the kind of person who can show up and engage in the discomfort because I know it leads me to something healthy and really empowering in my life, right? Because if I do not fill my schedule up with healthy challenges, this just being one of them, then I know from experience that my day will just simply fill up with unfulfilling problems and putting out fires. And so the more consistent I am showing up every single morning, doing a 5-minute cold shower, right? My body does not want it. My mind is making excuses time and time again. Before I get in there, it's like, oh, come on, like, this is a waste of time. You did it already for several days. Like, you don't need to do it today. Have a day off, right? Like that's the internal dialogue. And so I just keep edging it forward. It's okay, you know, like, and I do this, dry brushing and oil massage, and it's really quite nice and whatever, and get myself in there. And I just kind of bargain with myself a little bit, like, just get in there, just make the effort. And then when I'm in there, I'm seeing 1 minute come up. I'm like, oh, come on. Most people say you should just do 3 minutes. Why do you have to do 5 minutes? You know, it's this whole kind of dialogue that goes in. And I practice some breath work, and I just calm my nervous system. And what I'm doing is I am building this relationship with myself that can trust itself. It's kind of like a reparenting. It's kind of like what a great parent would do for a child is I would be kind and compassionate, but I would be moving it towards what's healthy for it, right? Not letting its little excuses or, you know, bids for doing things that are unhealthy to overtake my guidance, right? And my support, knowing full well I have the best interests of this child at heart, right? It's developing trust within myself and literally my nervous system by practicing breath work, putting myself in some, you know, discomfort that I know I'm safe in, and then reaping the benefits afterwards, right? I feel freaking amazing, like, after doing this, not only on a physical playing field, but more so in this like mental, emotional, like it's like a little win for the morning, you know, it's, yeah, I can do tough things. I can do uncomfortable things that I know are good for me. And by practicing that time and time again, showing up day after day, that becomes my reality that infiltrates all the things that I'm doing in my life, right? When I give myself excuses for not doing the things that are healthy for me, my day will just fill up with inevitable unfulfilling problems and putting out those fires. But if I start identifying what's really healthy for me and what challenges me but excites me, right? Like that I feel empowered, I feel really great, like having done this and believing in myself and developing trust within myself and instilling the character traits that make me feel proud of myself. It's all leading to self-empowerment so that I can regain my power from external sources and institutions and whatever and put it back into my own internal system, right? Right this moment, like I got the inspiration, so I wanted to deliver this message for you guys. I'm actually sitting in my meditation setup, in my big meditation thing, right? My big jumper that keeps me warm in these icy cold mornings, particularly when I've come out of a freezing cold shower. But I sit on the cushion, I practice my meditation, I practice witnessing my inner world, witnessing my thoughts, witnessing my emotions, witnessing the energy flowing in my body, right? To get a sense of being connected to something much larger than just myself, to get a sense of who it is that I actually am, you know, beyond this physical body, this system that is non-permanent. Like, what is that consciousness, right? And so that's something that most of us are like, oh, I can't be bothered. Oh, meditation's tough. Oh, I can't, you know, like, oh, I can't get over my thoughts, or whatever excuses we make. Oh, that's boring. Like, I need to go do something more engaging or whatever it is. But you know, one thing I've really learnt, and what got awoken within me back in August last year, when I went through a 10-day silent meditation retreat, practicing over 10 hours of meditation every single day for 10 days straight at a Vipassana meditation retreat. And that being your sole focus. And me before that, like I was literally just doing a 5-minute guided meditation before I got out of bed every morning, laying in my bed all comfortable. That was my style of meditation at the time, right? And I went straight into 10 days of silent meditation, practicing the technique of Vipassana, which is basically like a body scan meditation, where you have this focus on every inch of your body, like going through the system and building this awareness of every little part of your system, feeling the energy, you know, starting with breath, but then going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And basically, I had no idea what I was throwing myself into. I'm good at that. I'm good at being the human guinea pig of all things personal development, self-realization. I just fully surrendered to the process. And the funny thing is, for any of you guys who've been following the journey, like I had no idea I was even going to it. Like when I signed up for it, I was having a massive dark night of the soul kind of experience where I was just seeking some place I could get some support, some place I could just get out of all the things that were going on and just like deepen into this system, because I was realizing how good I was at deceiving myself into realities that were just really not true, right? And it was getting to be quite scary. And I signed up, I found myself on a Vipassana website. I signed up, I added my list to this long wait list, right? And had no idea if I would get in or not, and that never stops me from putting my name anywhere. And just literally the day before the Vipassana started, I got an email, somebody's pulled out, you're in, you know, you've got 12 hours or something like until it starts. And so that's basically how I threw myself into this experience. And the gift that I was given during that process, like it was a deep process. So maybe I'll do a proper video for you guys, or live stream for you guys unpacking that. But to sum it up, the gift I was given was a groundedness in my own system, my own framework of my own body. And what happened for me as I completely surrendered through all the pain that you're in. If you sit for 10 hours straight, not allowed to move, right? You know, you have to sit through the pain of that experience, the physical symptoms, all the emotions and thoughts that come up, I fully surrendered and trusted, because I've been real good at giving my power to external people or systems or tried and true methods, and fully immersing myself in it. But what it gave me was this access to the framework of my own body that I'd never been aware of before. And when I witnessed that, what I woke up to was really the universe existing within me, and the magic of it all that we're not consciously directing, we're not aware of, and how that mini universe within me is representative of the whole, right? And that each and every one of us has this kind of microcosm of the macro, right? And how incredible that is, that system, and just witnessing that. And it woke me up to being aware of it and being in awe of it and being connected to it all, right? And so all the beauty I could witness in a sunset, a sunrise, like the full moon that was present during the time, I was in tears of gratitude, awe, inspiration, just connection, and witnessing that in every other human being, and witnessing that in my own system. And it woke me up to this whole other reality that makes it a lot easier to come and sit on the cushion and be a witness, be that ever-present witness to it all, right? That is not unique to me, it's in you, it's everything around us. And so that became a good, healthy challenge as well, because the more connected I am in my own system, the more aware I am, and the more I am compassionate, grateful, just in awe of everything, even the so-called good, the so-called bad, like all of it, just seeing how it's just this unique expression of the all that I'm connected to, right? It's like, I won't go too far off into that right now, but the more I'm connected inward, the more I challenge myself healthily to show up day after day, hour after hour, on my meditation mat. Like, I can continue to build that muscle and take it out into the world with me and be in awe of it all, right? And so more and more, it's purifying my system. Like, we can all purify our system by tapping into the reality of the present moment, and purifying all the ways our thoughts and our emotions are taking us in all these different directions in the past and the future. And we're regathering and reintegrating our own power and empowering ourselves by selecting consciously healthy challenges for ourselves, right? So that we can magnify those in our days and mitigate against unfulfilling problems and putting out fires that aren't necessarily taking us in the direction of a life that we're consciously creating and designing and moving towards. Because like I said at the beginning, when we don't do that, when we don't fill our day with healthily, consciously selected challenges that move us forward towards the person, the character, the being that we choose to be, the life that we choose to abundantly experience, we will end up in that habitual pattern of day after day, life just being the same, like the same old day that we don't really want to get up for, and the same old problems and the same old challenges and the same old living in the concrete box, right? And that's what we want to break free of through our own self-empowerment. And so I hope that this message has served you guys. I definitely want to check in with who's been able to join me. I can see a couple of comments there, and just so grateful for each and every one of you guys, and hope that this is of inspiration to you to just recalibrate and ask yourself, what is one healthy challenge that I know is good for me, that might make me feel a little discomfort in my life, but if I could show up and be consistent with that, I know I'd feel really good. I know I'd be more aligned with my higher self, right? And I know that by building that little muscle and continuing to show up each day, I'm going to snowball my life into the reality of what I actually want, rather than be stuck in the habitual hamster wheel of unfulfilling problems, right? And so, you know, cold showers is one of mine, meditation is one of mine. I do some practices with my partner every single day. We do a connection ritual of eye gazing and hugging and giving each other appreciations, right? Like, I practice that. I don't always feel like that, you know, like sometimes you get caught up in like the busyness of life, but like instilling a practice that I know is good for me, good for us, and engaging in that daily, right? Like it fills up our lives with healthy challenges that move us in the direction of the life we want to be living, right? Even exercise, you know, I don't always want to, my gym is actually outdoors, right? It's got a cover, but like I have to bear the elements, right? And I'm in winter, right? Like coming in a couple of days out from winter right now in Melbourne. And so don't always feel like it, but if I continuously practice the muscle of healthy challenges, instilling them in my life, showing up in the cold shower, showing up on the mat, showing up in my gym, you know, showing up with my partner and practicing our connection rituals, I'm creating the life that I want, right? And so my hope is that you will take some time today to check in with yourself and ask yourself, what are those healthy challenges that I could put in my life today that will move the needle forward towards experiencing the life that I choose and being the quality of person that I am most inspired by. All right, let me check in. I've got Rim and Sanford, awesome. And Huss is in the house, and Mac and Tim and Michael, awesome. And Jacqueline, thank you for your kind comments there. And you are an inspiration too. You know, this is the beauty of when you empower yourself and you consciously do the work to, you know, take back the responsibility of your own life, because on the other side of freedom is self-responsibility, right? If we want that empowerment, we have to take that responsibility. And when we step into that energy of taking responsibility for our own fulfillment, our own joy, our own bliss in life, and our own experience of designing the life that we want to be living, we become an inspiration. We tap into that inspiring energy field, right? And then we start resonating with others who are on that wavelength. So right back at you there, Jacqueline. Love having you back. And Basil's in the house. And awesome. Huss, so good to have you here. Thank you, Vanessa. I know it's been a while, but I really appreciate this message. I'm going to look to add this progressively. Wishing you all the best. I love that, Huss. And thanks for being here and showing back up. And I'd love to hear what challenges you instill back into your life, what healthy challenges you will add so that you can push out the unfulfilling problems and replace them with healthy challenges that move you forward. So that's awesome. And Michael, so good to have you here. Gratitude for your insights and sharing. Much gratitude coming your way, my friend. I hope you're doing amazingly well. I bet you are. And Caroline is here as well. And Jacqueline, that's been my case. Same every day. Love that this resonated with you, Jacqueline. That's awesome. So that's really my message for you guys today. Just a reminder that if you don't fill up your day with healthy challenges that you consciously select for yourself that move you in the direction of the life and the person that you wish to experience and be, your day will inevitably fill up with unfulfilling problems and keep you in the hamster wheel of day-to-day living that you don't really want to get out of bed for, right? And so you have choice. You are always at choice point. You can change your life anytime you choose to. You can choose to re-empower yourself. And if you would ever like deeper support with that, that's the work that I do. Helping you to reintegrate, seeing all the places where you throw away your power, where you've disempowered yourself through the timeline of your existence up until this point that's impacting your present reality and putting you on a trajectory of a future that you do not wish to experience. And if you want to regather that power, right, and to channel it back into this present moment and move you in the direction consciously of the future you wish to, and you'd be totally inspired to experience, then you can connect with me anytime. And that's really what these messages are about as well. All right, so Aoni, I can see you've just joined. Please catch the recording, get a ton of value, and drop your comments and your experiences and any challenge, small challenge that you are inspired to set for yourself. Just set yourself a week's challenge, right? Okay, I'm going to do cold showers, like I've been mentioning. I'm going to sit down and meditate. I'm going to journal. I'm going to do something that engages me in a challenging way that feels a little uncomfortable, but I know is super healthy for me. I'm going to do that. Just set the challenge for yourself, set your timer for a week, and I'd love to hear what you might be challenging yourself with and inspire other people to do the same. All right. So much love for each and every one of you guys, and I cannot wait to see you soon. Mwah.